Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Fans YouTube channel. I'm trying to be consistent now. I definitely will not stick to it. As I say with everything, what I'm going to do, I never stick to anyway. But regardless, I want to talk about Raw, do a Raw reaction, Monday Night Raw, obviously WWE. And I want to try and do NXT reviews and SmackDown reviews, PLE predictions and reactions. I'm finally coming to terms with calling it a PLE after about 3 years of them calling them PLEs. Anyway, let's talk about it. So Raw was in Barcelona this week because for the build up to WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, they're doing a Europe tour. So not just touring with the live shows, but touring with Raw and SmackDown, being in European countries. I like this, because USA has gotten everything for God knows how long. Yes, it's an American company, and the appeal is the biggest in America, but it just shows how worldwide WWE is, for one, but it also means we get the rest of the fun. For example, I'm in England, they're coming in London for SmackDown and Raw. I'm not from London, I'm from the opposite end of England from London, but I'm travelling all the way down to SmackDown on March 28th to be there. So that's great. And it also means, different crowds, the crowds are a lot more electric because they're not used to WWE coming, so they're a lot more excited. Whereas American crowds, they're so used to it, they're dull all the time. Don't get me wrong, American crowds are a lot better now than they were a few years ago because WWE is on fire. But I just like that they're coming to different countries, It's great, Europe tour is fantastic. But it also means that they start earlier. So I didn't have to watch Raw the next day because it starts at 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to watch it at 7 o'clock in the evening and it finished by 9:30. I was like, this is fantastic. It was brilliant. So, love that for one. That's what I want for every show, but obviously it won't be like that because after WrestleMania, they'll be going back to America, so that won't happen for long. But yeah. But let's talk about the actual episode of Raw. It opened up with John Cena. John Cena was the first one to come out. Love that, because I didn't want to wait till the main event to see John Cena, my absolute GOAT. I don't care that he turned heel. He's my GOAT. I honestly would have been happy either way. Even if he didn't turn heel, I would have been absolutely fine. The heel turn was exciting because I actually didn't see it coming. Despite how many people say they saw it coming, I did not see that coming. No chance. And when I seen it happen, I seen it happen the next day as well, by the way. Like, I didn't stay up to watch Elimination Chamber. I made sure I had to switch my phone off, delete Twitter notifications, do not go on Instagram, look at absolutely no spoilers, don't even go on YouTube, right? I literally waited to watch Elimination Chamber, didn't touch nothing on my phone apart from messages, and I just went onto Netflix to watch it the next day, and I was first of all shocked by Cody Rhodes saying the F word. I thought the whole point of the segment was to bring non-PG friendly into WWE. But no, that was just completely random. And then John Cena turns heel. I'm like, what? Anyway, seeing John Cena come out was great. He came out with the original theme and the same attire, the same ring gear, which obviously we're all expecting. New theme and new ring gear. He said he's not giving that to us, which I don't mind, because that means when I see him live, I can see the times now is live. I've never seen John Cena live, and I'd love to see it with his actual theme, because if I seen it with his new theme, I wouldn't be as happy. So yeah, but I'm actually annoyed at WWE for how many versions of John Cena's The Last Time Is Now t-shirt are how many versions of it they're putting out. I mean, the original one came out, the red one, I bought it for £40 at a WWE live event, and then they brought out a blue one. Now they're bringing out a Brussels one, and they brought out many other ones, so quite mad about it, but I'll get over it, I'll be honest. But anyway, John Cena's, I can't help but notice John Cena's promo, he's saying he doesn't care anymore because the fans have been booing him for years. So, if anything, we're wrong, he's right, and God, I am terrible at this. Basically, John Cena was saying they can't be surprised that he turned heel because they've been booing him for years. And in fact, he said he's not a heel, he's not a face, he's a human being. And him being a face was a relationship with the fans that he is now ending, and he's now being his own person and doing it for him and not for the fans. Which, honestly, like, the whole saying when John Cena turned heel on Cody was John Cena's given up on everything he's ever stood for, never give up, hustle how you respect, kid friendly, all that stuff. He's given up on it. But when I hear him say the promo, I'm like, God damn, he's right. Like, what makes a heel so good is when the heel actually has a point. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, sometimes Drew McIntyre, you feel bad for him. John Cena killed that. That was the best way to do that promo. I will say they dragged out John Cena's promo quite a bit. He was talking for like 20 minutes to have Cody Rhodes come out and talk for 30 seconds, which is probably the reason why the rest of the matches on the show were quite short, because John Cena's segment took a while. I don't know if that was John Cena or if that was a WWE, but it was quite a long segment to kind of say the same thing most of the time. But I guess they wanted us to feel what John Cena was saying, which I did. I sort of agree with him. So that's an exciting match for WrestleMania. Can't wait for that. Cody Rhodes came out and said nothing. Since the Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes has come out and did 3 promos now and just basically said the same thing, like, John Cena, I'm ready for you at WrestleMania, and yada yada yada. Stuff like that. But we had Dakota Kai, Ivy Nile. That was their second match in the last 3 weeks because they faced each other. Dakota Kai won, earned an opportunity. Lyra Valkyria lost that opportunity. Then faced Ivy Nile again. This time she won in very quick fashion because Chad Gable came, and for some reason Ivy Nile was put off that Chad Gable was there, even though it's just a tag partner or like a friend in a faction. Didn't really get that, you know. Chad Gable was out ringside and she just seems very put off by that, and Dakota Kai won really quick. So, not really sure what happened there. Jey Uso comes out. What a crowd Barcelona was for Jey Uso. I won't lie. Destroyed Austin Theory in a couple seconds, like, not even joking, like, another very quick match. And then he beat them up, went for a dive over the rope, botched the dive, which was not fun. But that's the thing, right? Although WWE is doing very good entertainment-wise, the in-ring work is kind of slipping a bit, I would say. Like, a lot of the moves are being faked, obviously. A lot of the moves are more flashy than they are hard-hitting. For example, Bron Breakker used to have a very hard-hitting spear. Look what he did to Speed. And then look at how he ended Finn Balor on Monday. He literally jumped in the air and hit like the weakest spear you've ever seen. So the in-ring work, I would say, needs a bit more work, especially from Jey Uso if he's going to win the Rumble and main event WrestleMania against Gunther. So that needs some serious work, definitely. But it is what it is. That's fine. In the first match, I forgot what the first match was. Ludwig Kaiser came out against Penta for a street fight. Penta won. Glad to put that rivalry to rest. It was a good match anyway. But Penta, the whole reason for this match, for this feud, was to get Penta bursting in on the scene and calling out Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, obviously, absolutely everyone and their mom wants Penta to win that Intercontinental Championship. And they're going to try and set it up for WrestleMania. So I'm interested to see how that goes. At some point during the show, the Creeds faced off against LWO, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Just a bit of a feud thing. Obviously, I think, did the LWO win? Who won? It was the LWO, wasn't it? No, it was the... Oh my god, I can't even remember who won. Was it the Creed brothers? I can't remember who won that match, but I can see them setting up a bit of a feud. They're going to reveal who the masked man is who's attacked Rey Mysterio the last few weeks. Thought they were going to go New Day, LWO, WrestleMania, but that's obviously, that ship's sailed now. New Day are moving on from that. Haven't seen New Day in quite a bit, actually. It seems like a new thing. It's going to be American Made versus LWO at WrestleMania. Just depends who the masked man is. I'm hoping it's not actually Chad Gable, because if they made it look like it's obviously Chad Gable and then the built-in story where it's actually not Chad Gable and then it turns out to be Chad Gable anyway, I'll be mad. I want it to be a returning wrestler, someone cool, or just someone we didn't expect, you know? Just not Chad Gable. That would be boring, in my opinion. The contract signing. Io Sky won the... See. Here was my theory, right? Obviously last week... Was it last week or was it the week before? The week after Elimination Chamber, right? They were going to have Rhea Ripley defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Io Sky. Now, I thought... I saw the writing in the stars, right? I thought Io Sky's going to win this World Heavyweight Championship. They're saying Io Sky's got no road to WrestleMania. They're giving her the last shot against World Heavyweight Champion. Io Sky's going to win this title. Therefore, they wouldn't have Bianca Belair win the Elimination Chamber to face Io Sky, because the dream match was Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. So it wouldn't make sense to have Bianca Belair win the Chamber if Io Sky is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And I was more confident on Io Sky winning the World Heavyweight Championship than I was on Bianca Belair winning the Elimination Chamber. So I thought they were going to go with Roxanne Perez winning the Elimination Chamber, being the surprise NXT come up, making her look good. She survived that long in the Rumble, and then would get a sick, cool, high-flying match against Roxanne Perez and Io Sky at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship, while Bianca would face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. But then Bianca won the Chamber, so then I was thinking, maybe Rhea is going to retain. But then she didn't. Io won the World Heavyweight Championship, and I just thought, we've not got Io or Roxanne, we've not got Bianca or Jade, we've not got Bianca or Rhea, instead we've got Bianca and Io Sky, which seems backwards. But now it's all seeming to come together, as obviously Rhea Ripley's not getting a rematch clause against Io Sky. She's had a title taken away from her just before WrestleMania, and obviously she wants that WrestleMania main event. So she's kind of thrown herself in. And during the contract signing, obviously both the World Heavyweight Champion Io and Bianca Belair both signed the contract. And then Rhea Ripley came in, beat the pair of them up, threw Bianca Belair on the table didn't break, powerbombed Io Sky on top of Bianca Belair on the table, and the table still didn't break. And then just signed her name on the contract, and apparently now, like, she's obviously in on the match, which is what they're going to allude to, and it's going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania. However, first of all, I don't see how that's going to work, because if in the contract it will have an agreement to a one-on-one match for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, and if Io, Bianca and Rhea have all signed, then obviously it's a void contract because it's a one-on-one match. Why is there 3 signatures? So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to work that, but I'm excited that it's the triple threat, because that seems a bit more exciting than a one-on-one Bianca Io. And it's actually kind of crazy to think both Rhea and Bianca have lost to Io Sky, I think, twice each now, and they've never beat her. And Rhea and Bianca have never faced each other, so that's an interesting dynamic. I'm interested to see who wins at WrestleMania. I think personally Io retains. I don't see Rhea getting it back, because what would be the point in that? But then again, Bianca winning is a possibility, but I see Jade costing that, and I don't see Io losing the title that quick. So I think Io's going to retain, because Jade costs Bianca, and Rhea just doesn't get the title back. Where it's going to lead, Bianca's going to finish her feud with Jade. We're finally going to get a Bianca-Rhea match in the future. That's how I think that's going to go. But contract signing was interesting. I like the way Rhea came in and entered herself into the match. I like that there was something different there. That's interesting. Now on to the main event. Bron Breakker, Finn Balor, Intercontinental Championship. Here's where they went wrong. I was actually hoping Finn Balor would win the Intercontinental Championship, and I don't know why I had this weird feeling Finn Balor would, right? Because we don't know what's happening with the Intercontinental Championship. There's still the hope that Sheamus is going to win his first Intercontinental Championship. Penta's now called out Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor's chasing the Intercontinental Championship. Bron Breakker's got the actual Intercontinental Championship. We're thinking it was going to be a multi-man match at WrestleMania. Winner walks out Intercontinental Champion. Well, tonight Finn Balor did not win the Intercontinental Championship, and obviously in the last few weeks there's been a bit of a divide in the Judgment Day. They've been arguing and stuff like that, and it was all going fine until Dominic brought an idea to Finn Balor about bringing someone new in, and then Finn Balor straight up called him a snake after they had such a good day together with everyone. Everyone was getting along. And then during the match, Finn Balor and Carlito came out to help Finn Balor, obviously, incidentally? That's not the word. Accidentally cost Finn Balor the match against Bron Breakker. They were trying to set up Bron Breakker, but instead he pulled the rope and Finn fell, and Bron won the match. And then Bron had a fight with Dom and Nat, and Penta came out to help Bron and fend them off, and then they had a stare down. None of this makes sense, because we can see the writing in the stars, right, whatever you call, right, the silver lining, right. It's going to be Bron, Penta at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship, and it's going to be, and Judgment Day are going to turn on Finn Balor, and Finn Balor is going to face Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania. So why is Penta coming out to help Bron Breakker against the Judgment Day when it could have been Dominic Mysterio actually costing Finn Balor, and then Bron Breakker and Finn Balor get rid of the Judgment Day? Because if there was ever a time to set up the storyline, because we're not far from WrestleMania, they got to set up the storyline quick. Tonight would have been the night that Dominic Mysterio could have turned heel on Finn Balor, not accidentally cost him the opportunity, and still helping him after Finn Balor called him a snake. Finn Balor called him a snake, and all the Judgment Day have been sick of Finn Balor. Tonight, in Finn Balor's opportunity for the Intercontinental Championship, Dominic Mysterio turns on Finn Balor, and so does the whole Judgment Day, and they cost him the Intercontinental Championship match. And then Bron Breakker is completely removed from that situation because none of them are going to be feuding with Bron Breakker while they're feuding with each other. And Bron Breakker can go off and focus on Penta. And then we have time to build the Finn Balor Dominic Mysterio feud for WrestleMania. Tonight seemed like that night. Instead, it just did not work out that way. And it just... I'm a bit confused by it. They had a great opportunity to have a surprise turn from Dominic Mysterio there, and they didn't pull the trigger. But it is what it is. That's my opinion. Honestly, when I thought of making this video, I thought of making a much more opinionated video, and it didn't quite turn out that way. But it's fine. I still gave my thoughts on some things. So I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully I'm going to keep this up, but I guarantee you I won't. I'll be at SmackDown on March 28th. Confirmed SmackDown stars there like Randy Orton. I think Roman Reigns was maybe confirmed to be there. I'm praying John Cena will be there. I know you'll be at the Raw in London, but I couldn't get tickets to Raw. I did try getting tickets to Raw first, but that one sold out quicker, so I got tickets to SmackDown. But I'm just praying because it's the first appearance in London, John Cena makes an appearance, but he probably won't, and I'll be absolutely devastated. But I'm going to be double layering my tops, wearing John Cena and Kevin Owens. I've got to see at least one of them. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.